Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be doing my top 10 books of 2015. So we got another top 2015 video going on. I planned on doing this video, like it was in my mind to do the video, because every year around this time on Chick Lit Plus, I put a post together for the website of all my favorite books. And so this year I was like, I should do a YouTube video as well, but I actually got a couple of requests to do the video, which made me so happy. I love when you guys request things. So I was like, yes, I will do it too. But I will have a link in the description box below as well to the post on Chick Lit Plus, as well as all the titles that I mentioned and their Amazon links and the link to my review. So I do have 10 books from 2015 that I read that I wanted to give a special mention to, and then I have 5 like special honorable mentions. So technically this is my top 15 books of 2015, but you'll see what I mean at the end. So I am back in this like filming space. I actually still had it set up from the past video that I recorded, so I was like, why not do it again today? Your guys' feedback have been really good. You say that you like it, so I'm gonna keep trying to film. I know there are some things that I won't be able to do up here, especially like makeup tutorials, because I don't have anything around me. I don't have a desk or a table, and it would be too hard like reaching to get things. So I need to be in my office where I have my desks, but I'll keep trying here. I'm looking for like fun backgrounds, but I haven't been able to find any yet, but I have a few more stores that I want to get to. The hardest part being in here is getting my camera height right. I don't know why it's so different from being in my office to being up here, but like I can't seem to get it correct yet, but I'm gonna keep working on it. So just a quick note. But yes, why don't we hop in and see my favorite books that I read. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these in chronological order. So what I did on Chick Lit Plus, I have a tab for book reviews, and then I have a tab for CLP favorites, and that is 5 stars from anyone on my review team. And then I also have a tab for Samantha's favorites, and that just helps me keep track for purposes like this. So I just clicked on that tab. I took it all the way back to January 1st and started from there. I had so many 5-star reviews in 2015, and I can leave that link below to my favorites so you guys can check them out. But these are like my top 10 that when I saw them on my list, I was like, have to mention these. So these were like my favorite books. You know what I'm saying. The first one is New Uses for Old Boyfriends, and this is by Beth Kendrick. I absolutely love Beth Kendrick's books. I think I have read all of them. I've talked about her several times on this channel. I just reviewed one of her newest releases. So New Uses for Old Boyfriends is a part of the Black Dog Bay series, and it's a really, really cute series and story. But I think you guys should check them out. I just read the most recent one in it. It's called Put a Ring on It, and I liked that one as well. But New Uses for Old Boyfriends I just thought was like top of the line. Definitely a book to check out. The next one I have is The Seeds of a Daisy, and this is by Alison Caiola, and this book was so good. I remember reading it and just recommending it to everybody. I recommended it to like my friends. I recommended it to like my mom. I just thought it was such a good book, and it is a part of the Lily Lockwood series. We follow the main character, Lily Lockwood, and then there is a follow-up book to it. That is called The Silver Cord, and I also gave that one 5 stars, so I did want to mention that in here as well. But I really loved both the books, but especially The Seeds of a Daisy. I thought it was such a good book. It is emotional. I did cry while reading it, but it was such a beautiful read, and I'm happy to say that I've kind of like made friends now with the author, and I hope she releases more soon. Side note, I almost did not film today because my hair is like on another level, and I feel like I keep pulling hair out of my head and like throwing it on my yoga mat, which is below me. It is so like whoosh. One of my New Year's resolutions. Make a hair appointment. That's a good one. The next one I have is Twin Peaks, and this is by Tracie Banister. Tracie is someone who I interact with on, a daily basis in the social media world. She is such a talented writer, but she is such a lover of books and a lover of other authors, and I just think that she is super fabulous. But I also loved Twin Peaks. It is chick lit and it is very funny. Like, I remember laughing my way throughout the book, especially because one of the sisters in the book is a pet psychic, and I remember it just like killing me reading those scenes and thinking about if I could have someone come and like speak to Aries, who's my dog. And oh my gosh, I had such a good time reading it. There's surprises in there as well, and I just think it's definitely one to check out if you are a lover of chick lit. The next one I have is Love at First Flight, and this is by Tess Woods. This book is so good. It's one of those books that will make you think long after you've read it. Like, as I'm thinking about the book right now, I'm again thinking about the situations that the characters were in and what I think I would do and what I would have done differently and the same. And it's one that makes you talk, one that makes you think. I absolutely loved it. I freaking adore this author so much. I can't even tell you, like, our situation that me and Tess have is one of the biggest reasons why I love so much what I do and why I'm so passionate about the work I do. Tess contacted me through Chick Lit Plus, asked me to review her book. I did. I loved it. I put it on Chick Lit Plus. I gave it 5 stars. I talked about it here on YouTube. She was sharing my review everywhere. She shared the YouTube videos everywhere. She was so kind to me. We talk like probably weekly. We talk on social media. We just check in with each other, see how each other are. And she's such a beautiful soul. Like, even though I've never met her, I feel like we are friends. And I was so blown away that she included my 4th novel, Up to I Do, on her like 2015 must-reads list. I was so blown away. I was not expecting that. She was so sweet that after I did the reviews for her and talked about it on YouTube, she actually Facebook messaged me and was like, "Hey, I just bought your book, Up to I Do," and I was like, oh my God, thank you, because things like that just don't happen a lot, or if they do, not someone doesn't always tell you, so you don't always know and you can't say thank you. And she did it and she reviewed it and then she put it on her must-reads list, and I was just blown away by the kindness from her. That had nothing to do with me putting her on my list, because this book is hands down an absolute must-read. Even if I didn't know the author, even if we didn't have any interaction, this book would have been on there because it was so good, so hard to put down. Definitely a must-read. I have is The Knockoff, and this is by Lucy Sykes and Joe Piazza. And this book, I just loved it. It was, I'm trying to think of the best word that I want to use to describe it, and I would just describe it as like cute and funny and good. Like, it was just a good, well-written, thoughtful, energetic book to read, and I just had a fabulous time reading it. One that I definitely recommend. Of course I gave it 5 stars because I give all of these books 5 stars, but it was so humorous. It had me laughing. It also had me thinking, and even though me and the main character are not close in age, we're not close in careers, I still felt like we could be friends. I still felt like I could connect with her. And I feel like that's a really good way of knowing when something is well written, that even though you might not have anything to do with each other, you can still understand what that character is thinking, why she's doing what she's doing, and you can still connect on some level. And that is what this book did for me. Another quick note, I also couldn't find anything to wear today. I'm wearing sweatpants currently because we have 8 inches of snow outside and I don't want to get out of my sweatpants. But I just could not find a top to wear, and I was gonna wear a sweater, and I was like, step it up, Samantha, like, don't wear a sweatshirt. And so I put this top on because I have like purple nail polish on, and then I like still wasn't feeling it, so then I put on my Marina necklace and it made me feel pretty. So don't mind my big necklace. If you guys like it, I talked about it in one of my previous videos, but I am now an affiliate with Marina Collections and they sent me this beautiful Andy necklace, but I do have a coupon code for 20% off. If you guys like statement jewelry, I suggest checking them out, or if you know someone you need to buy a gift for someone, I'll leave a link in the description box below for you to check it out. But it just really helped pep up my mood. So is Best of Enemies by Jen Lancaster. I'm a big fan of Jen Lancaster. I think I've read nearly all of her books and I really enjoy them a lot. Best of Enemies was one I actually read as an audiobook, and to be super honest, I feel like the audio might have like played into my decision into giving this a 5-star book. I thought it was great. I thought it was well written. I thought it was witty. I thought the pace was really well. But I thought the narrators did such a good job in this book. This book was narrated so well. I was so impressed with it. I remember walking my dog in the summer, listening to this book in audio, and just laughing while I was walking, hoping no one was going to walk by and like think I was a crazy lady. But I feel like even if I didn't listen to it in audio, even if I had just read it in a book, I still would have loved it because it was such a funny book. There was just some like totally hysterical moments in here, and it is fiction. Jen Lancaster also writes nonfiction, but The Best of Enemies is fiction, and I loved it. Then I have on here Wake Up Call, and this is by Amy Avanzino. This book was definitely a book that made you think, what would you do if you were that character? And if you guys can't tell, I love those books. I love being able to try to put myself into someone else's shoes and think, okay, if I woke up one day and my last, I think it was 4 years of memories are gone, how would I react? I went from being someone that was totally set on my career path, and all of a sudden I wake up one day and I have a husband and I have children and I don't work. How did you get from point A to point B? What would you do? Oh my gosh, it was so thoughtful and so well written, and I feel like I'm going to keep using these same adjectives in every book that I talk about, but it's so true. This book was just so great. There is another book coming. I don't know when it's coming out yet, but I know this is part of the Wake Up series, and I cannot wait to read what she has in store for us next. The next one I have is If You Only Knew, and this is by Kristan Higgans. This is actually another one that I listened to as an audiobook. Though while the narration was good and great, and I actually think there might have been an overlap in narrators from this one and the Jen Lancaster one. Like, the narration didn't blow me away or anything like it did in The Best of Enemies. But I really liked this book because we have two sides. We have two different sisters, and we kind of follow their point of views. And each one, again, was so well written. And it made me think, but this book is one, like the reason I put it on my list is because it brought up so many emotions in me. It made me furious, it made me sad, it made me want to kick things, it made me want to yell at people, it made me want to hug someone. Like, this book, Kristan Higgins did such a wonderful job writing this book and writing the emotions that it really made me feel those emotions, and it was like a roller coaster reading this book, and I felt like I was right in there with her and these characters. And so I just really had to include it for that reason, because not a lot of books can bring out such a passionate side like that. The next one I have is Plan B, and this is by Hilary Grossman. Now, Hilary is someone who I definitely consider a friend. I think we talk to each other every single day via email or social media. I do also do like marketing work with her, so I was kind of like, should I put this on my list or should I not put this on my list? But I love the book so much, whether or not I work with her, because I have read Hilary's first book, which is Dangled Carrot. I read that long before we ever worked in any sort of professional setting together, and I loved it, and I loved Hilary. And so that's why I felt okay putting it on my list, because I was like, I know even if I didn't know her, I would still love these books. Hilary is such a passionate writer, and she's so invested in her books and her career as a writer, and I admire that so much about her. I look up to her. I think she does amazing things with her books and with her marketing side. She is so vocal on social media. She's always talking to her readers, which is something that, you know, I see her interact so much with her readers, and I'm like, make sure you do that yourself, Samantha. Like, you love when authors say stuff to you. You got to make sure you're saying back to them when they're saying things to you. So I just love it. Dangled Carrot, I'm sure it was on my favorites list of 2014. So be sure to check that one out too. But Plan B was my favorite for 2015, and I loved the mother-daughter relationship in this book. I mean, that's basically what this book does focus around, and there is such a twist at the end that I remember reading it for the first time before the book was published and just being like, didn't see that one coming. It was so much fun to read. Definitely one to check out. And then my 10th book that I have on here is Whisper If You Need Me, and this is by Dina Silver. I just recently reviewed this one, so it's very fresh in my mind. It is, I believe, the only book on my list that is YA. The characters that we follow are in their teens, and they are at a, like, summer camp. You like get away for the summer. I never went to one of those, but they sound like a good time. Yes, I just recently read this one. Dina Silver is another one who I just love her. I mean, I feel like we're friends because we do talk on social media, but like, she's probably, if she watches this, not saying that she will watch it, but she'll watch it and be like, we are not friends. What are you saying? But I just think that she is so much fun to follow on social media. If you don't follow her, you should, because she's funny and she's honest, and sometimes she's a little bit brutal out there, but she gives it to you real, and I really appreciate that about her. I followed her career from the very beginning when she was a self-published author, and now she is just doing so many great things. She comes out with fantastic books. I really enjoyed that she came out with a YA book, and I enjoyed reading it so much. I was a little hesitant to read it because I'm not a huge YA girl, but I was like, it's Dina, you're gonna love it, and I loved it. So that is book number 10 on my list. I have my 5 honorable mentions, and these are all books that were published from my publishing company, Marching Inc. in 2015. So I'm so proud of each and every one of these books, and I just wanted to give them a special mention, even though, you know, obviously I'm very biased because I put a lot of work into these books, and they all mean something to me. One of them is my own. But these were all 5 titles that we published in 2015. We did also put out a collection called 20-something. It has 3 titles from myself, Kat Lavoie, and Laura Chapman. It has 3 of our already published novels in there. We just kind of threw them into a collection. But these are all, 4 of them are standalones, and 1 is the holiday collection that we recently put out. But the first one that we published in 2015, I'm pretty positive, I think this was in February, is The Marrying Type, and this is by Laura Chapman. And I love wedding books. I love wedding books so much. They just make me so happy. But this one, the main character is a wedding planner, and I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about these books so much, I don't know how much I should say, but I'll say there's wedding planning involved, there's reality TV involved, and an ex-boyfriend that makes an appearance. So another one that was published was Up to I Do. This is by Samantha March. That's me. I'm really proud of this book. This is my wedding photo, if you guys can see that. That's my actual wedding picture. I kind of had that in mind. This book does not have anything to do with my wedding. It's about like a wealthy hotel heiress that is getting married to just as wealthy of a man. And while I like to think me and my husband are doing okay for ourselves, we're not like anything in the book. And I had so much fun writing this book because it's dedicated to my grandmother who has passed away, but she had a lot to do with the book. There's a Grimm's character that I wrote that helps Emerson along with her journey of wedding planning and how stressful it can be and how brides can kind of like lose themselves in the moment of planning their wedding and this big crazy event, and you kind of forget about, you know, maybe what your wedding is actually signifying, and the grandma is there to help remind her of those things. And it was just really special for me to write because I just envisioned it as what my grandma would be doing for me when I was wedding planning. Now I'm gonna cry. Another one that was published is First and Goal, and this is by Laura Chapman. This is the first book in the Queen of the League series. It released right around the time of NFL kickoff season, which was in September. And I'm very excited because book 2 is coming out January 27th. It is available for pre-order now. I can leave those links below, but that is called Going for 2. And so excited for you guys to read that one. And be like football fans out there, like, you guys have to read this. You don't have to be a football fan in order to understand what's happening, but basically the main character, Harper, joins a fantasy football league in order to try to like make more friends. She has just moved to a new city, new job, new people. She works at a car dealership, so she's mainly around men, and joins their fantasy football team in order to try to like make friends, meet new people, and then there's romance. I love it. I'm so excited for the second one to come out because you guys will love it too. One we put out is Peri in Progress, and this is by Lavoie. And I love this cover. I think it is so adorable. The book is so chick lit. Like, Kat is such a good chick lit writer. This is her third novel, and with each book that she comes up with, I'm just like, you go girl. I love Kat. I've had the pleasure of meeting her a couple different times at book signings and book events, and she is the sweetest. She cares so much about her books and what she's putting out there for people, and has such a passion about putting out quality, top-of-the-line books. That's so amazing of her, and I love being able to work with her. She's the first author that signed with Marching Ink, and she will always hold a special place in my heart. So this is Peri in Progress. And then the final one that we just put out around holiday season is All I Want for Christmas. And this has 4 holiday novellas inside. 1 from me, 1 from Kat, and then 2 from Laura Chapman. So you get a total of 4 little holiday themed novellas in here. So it's a short story. It basically equals to like 1 book. I was so proud of it. I absolutely loved doing a collection like this. It was our first holiday collection with Marching Ink, and I'm so happy with the way it turned out and the response it got. People seem to just love these holiday books, and so I hope we get to do another one. Those were my top 10, 15 books of 2015. I hope you guys enjoyed my list and enjoyed the picks that I put out there for you. If you guys have read any of these books, or you have any of them on your reading list, please do comment below and let me know, because I would love to know what you guys are reading, or if you have read anything I mentioned and you loved it too. I would love to know that. My last video that I did was my top 15 drugstore beauty picks. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, I can put it up here and leave it in the description box below. I love doing these like end of year videos. I just think they're so much fun. I don't know, something about them. I love that we're starting a new year. We're starting fresh. We got to see what 2016 brings in store, because I have no idea what it's going to be. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up before you leave so that I know. Make sure you subscribe before you go. We're like inching our way closer to the 1,000 giveaway that I'm doing, and I'm starting to buy for it, and I'm having so much fun buying for it. I'm not going to lie, because when I buy you guys something, I usually buy me something too, so that's fun. But yes, make sure you subscribe before you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wish everyone a very happy and healthy 2016. I hope this year is so amazing. Wait to see what it has in store for me, for you, for everyone. Cheers to a great year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.